Welcome back to the show, everybody. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. Remember, join us in the Freedom Zone. We're growing quick. Click the join button underneath the title to join the Freedom Zone, or click the more box description and open it up and join us on Patreon, wherever you prefer. But I tell you right now, it's worth the price of admission because all your daily videos have 0 Google ads. That's worth the price of admission right out of the gate. Not to mention the fact that you're getting extra content as well, and we got some for you today. But right now, the market cap is $2.86 trillion. The market's off 4.8%. If you're scared, say you're scared. Go on. I'm scared. I'm scared. Yeah, I'm not scared. So I'm going to buy whatever you're selling. Go on, sell it then. Because if it drops down and it gets just a little more, that 220 looking right for me. But I'm going to tell you, usually gets slow on the weekend. Don't we normally see that? I think we collectively could agree on that. And if it drops down a little more and gets in that teens, don't tell Mrs. Backup. I'm going to fill up my bags. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. Let's get into it. 221's where we're at. We're ranging between 220 and 237. All the technical analysts are excited, and I think you will be by the time we get out of here today. Let's get started here. It's the world's largest XRP conference. Brad Garlinghouse is going to be there. Dr. Chris Brummer is going to be there. MoonPay is going to be there. Uphold's going to be there. You name it, the list goes on and on. Bitwise's Matt Hogan's going to be there. Canary Capital's Stephen McClurg's going to be there. Will they be talking about XRP ETFs that have been released at that point? It could be. I tell you what, make the investment in yourself and get your ticket before it's gone. This is going to be a remarkable event for you. And by the way, some lucky developer and builder is going to win $25,000 for the best prize or best pitch, Shark Tank style pitch. I'm so excited. I tell you, it's so much going on. Please get your tickets at XRPLasVegas.com. Let's look at this. Wow. Oh, Novigrats. Oh, Mikey boy. Galaxy Digital will pay $200 million penalties over the investment firm's role in promoting the failed Luna cryptocurrency as a part of a settlement with the New York Attorney General. Mike, don't worry. Just show him your Luna tattoo. I bet that'll go away right there. I just want to know, does that Luna tattoo you got, Mike, does that come with a double wide? I'm just curious. Because it looks like it. Happy Friday. Bradley's got the sillies today. So you're going to want to watch all this stuff today. U.S. Securities Exchange Commission has officially ended its investigation into several cryptocurrency exchanges, including Crypto.com, Kraken, Consensus, and Cumberland. Yes, they're wheeling it all back. So it really means something that they are going to go ahead and sue Mikey Boy, right? Yeah, that's how crooked Mikey is. They're like, we're dropping everything. We're not dropping this one, right? Yeah, we got Mikey dead to rights. Pay the bill, Mikey. And think about getting that tattoo removed, right? I mean, it'll push your credit score down to 430 if you're not careful. Anyway, great to hear for Kraken, Crypto.com, and other exchanges. Meanwhile, this is a summation of the last 4 years in 18 seconds. And this is the SEC chairman hearing for confirming Paul Atkins. And I think Bernie Marino says it better than anybody could in 18 seconds.
I'll start with you, Mr. Atkins. Man, you just have to be able to breathe and not be a complete raging lunatic, and you're going to be the greatest SEC commissioner compared to the last guy. I mean, congratulations on coming after Gary Gensler, who objectively probably was one of the stupidest people in government.
Jeez, now let me tell you something. Where's this guy senator at? I gotta go get a house there just so I can vote for this cat. I mean, that is like 18 seconds of fire. Everybody's so worried with, public decorum and how we carry ourselves and blah. Don't use ad hominem attacks, calling people names and stuff. Hey, there's a reason you call someone a genius because they're a genius. And there's a reason you call someone stupid because they're stupid. Now, I know I just justified name calling. I did. I did. But you know what? I grew up in an era where there was, you earn these titles. What was wrong when I grew up is when you gave someone a title or a name that they didn't earn. Right? That's all. I don't know what's going on. It's Friday, for God's sakes. What I can tell you is that Robinhood Banking, and we already know they're doing crypto integration, but here's what's going on. It's the Robinhood banking. Listen, I watched this 15-minute video. Don't wreck the car. You're not going to have to watch it, okay? It's Robinhood getting into banking. And by the way, it looks incredible. Okay? You should watch the whole 15-minute video, but we don't have time to do it today. But what I can say is maybe over the weekend I'll put this 15-minute video in the Freedom Zone, because you guys should watch this. It is game changing. And we've had conversations at times on the channel throughout the years where we're going to see a moment where the exchanges are going to be in a position where they're going to need to bring in the banking side. So it's an all-in-one app. And then we see the banks getting ready to get into crypto, making their banking side an all-in-one app by adding crypto services. So we could see a wave of merger acquisitions between banks and exchanges through this next period of time. And it'll be interesting to see how it goes, because right now Robinhood is saying, no, we don't want to be bought or acquired or merged with someone else like a bank. We'll just become one ourselves. But I don't think every exchange in the world will be looking for that as a goal. Some of them will be like, you know what, we will do a merger acquisition. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Will Coinbase get into full banking? Uphold? I believe Uphold probably will. But it'll be interesting to watch and see this happen. But nonetheless, what Robinhood has brought in the way of banking, it is remarkable. I will, in fact, put that in the Freedom Zone for everybody this weekend. Meanwhile, Digital Euro Association member Ripple and the leader in enterprise blockchain, that's right, still talking about Ripple, and crypto solutions, has received that approval that we covered not long ago in Dubai Financial Services Authority to provide regulated crypto payments and services in the Dubai International Finance Center, DIFC. And just covering that because yesterday, by the way, I got to give a shout out again to everybody at the Digital Chamber. Oh my God. That lineup, and I watched as much of this conference as I could virtually because I had a lot of XRP Las Vegas stuff to do. But I'll tell you what, I don't know of any other, far as I'm concerned, that is the greatest conference in the world right there for cryptocurrency. The list of people they had at this event and the amount of stages and activities going on simultaneously. Look, I know what it takes to put a conference together, and wait till I see Cody, because I tell you what, hats off. This is unbelievable what they put together. But listen to what Tom Emmer is saying on stage right here.
We have an existing two-tier legacy banking system that in some respects is moving into the 21st century of finance. In other respects, it's not. Government should not be here to protect dinosaurs from ever having to evolve. Ooh. But it is up to Congress to establish where our regulators are not. We need to establish the rules so that people can rely on those rules. So going forward, it's all about making sure that you have certainty and predictability in the system. And that's literally what we're going to do in Congress. You've already seen the Genius Act come out of the Senate Banking Committee. That's the stablecoin bill on the Senate side. French Hill, our chairman of the House Financial Services Committee, is literally working on both a stablecoin bill, which is a lot like, there's some differences, but the draft that we've seen is a lot like the Senate bill. There are some minor differences that I'm sure can be ironed out. And that's going to be all about if you're going to create stable coins here and around the world, that you are going to represent to people our dollar-backed stable coins. Well, This is the debate. We're going to have Treasury lay out specific requirements to prove that, in fact, your stablecoin is backed up by something of value, the U.S. dollar. But then the market structure bills, the other piece, you got to have both.
You do have to have both. And shout out to Tom Emmer, who's one of the people that has understood this space for years now and is a great leader on Capitol Hill in all things and certainly crypto. Now, shout out to Sergey Nazarov, too, from Chainlink, because Chainlink appears they're going to have a massive presence in the U.S. market infrastructure. Super excited for them as well. Let's keep moving. You know, this is the reminder of the extension of Tom Emmer's conversation on stage at the DC Blockchain Summit, when the executive order was signed just a couple days ago here, modernizing the payment system for the United States government. And isn't this what we've talked about on the channel? Is the idea that we're going to see the U.S. market infrastructure show up here in the very near term as we get legislation. And there will be a new digital on-chain economy. And we have yet to learn what protocols will be embraced by the United States government to represent their presence in this new digital on-chain economy. But we're about to. Because of that executive order. And this is where we're going. The old traditional financial system is having a brand new one for the last decade plus built right beside it. And I do believe the XRP Ledger, Chainlink, Stellar, and other protocols, Omni, they'll all be a part of this infrastructure. There's going to be multiple protocols. And I certainly believe in this diagram, as it's shown, XRP Ledger will have a big presence. But that's the precipice we're on here. Now, John Squire says, breaking news, Ripple might be lining up with FedNow. Blockchain rails are being laid. XRP could play a key role in powering real-time payments across the U.S. economy. I say to John Squire, strike might. You know, my pop Robert, God rest his soul, my pops. Think about him every day. What a good guy. So lucky to have my parents in my life that I had. I'm very lucky. But, you know, he used to say something when he would catch me waffling on something. Hey, are you going to go take care of that? Or are you going to go do this? Or what are you going to do about that? And then sometimes I had a habit of saying, oh, I might. And he's from the country, so he was from the country. So he would always say, might. And then he would start playing games with me. Well, mights grow up a chicken's ass. Men either do or don't. Yeah. So that's how I got so messed up today. Anyway, no, I'm kidding. I'll save the rest for Dr. Bloomberg. Right? We'll sit down on the couch with him. Nonetheless. So there you have it. It was great. It was a great lesson for me as a young teenager, right? Because then I learned, you know, don't be a tacit man. He was trying to get me to understand that in his country way. Don't be tacit. If you're going to speak to something, speak in clarity of whether you're going to or you're not going to. Don't waffle. I'll tell you who's not waffling. It's Ripple's Senior Director of Global Network Partners, Lisa Kenzel, right here. Let her lay down what's coming for real USD. Hong Kong too?
So can you share a little bit with the guests here about the plan you have, and particularly in relation to Hong Kong, and also now the hype up community waiting for a stablecoin product?
Nice.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Kenzel. I oversee the global network at Ripple. I suspect a bunch of folks in the audience have heard of Ripple, and if you had, you've come across us from the payment side or from XRP. And we do all that, of course, but we provide more than that as well. We provide broader digital asset infrastructure for financial institutions and businesses to tokenize, store, exchange, and move value. And as you mentioned, we just launched our own stablecoin in December as well. So 2 months in, we hit 150 million in market cap. We're quite pleased with the uptake so far and excited for what 2025 is going to bring. I think we launched a stablecoin, and yes, there's a handful of other coins in the market, almost certainly going to be more coins issued in the market going forward too. We chose to issue ours because we were seeing demand from customers and partners for a trusted, stable, from a compliance-first mindset company. So we thought about a couple of different things when we were putting it together. And when you drive adoption in a US dollar-backed stablecoin, it's a fairly undifferentiated asset. You can think about a couple of different things. So we thought about availability, trust, and utility. We went live on a handful of different exchanges globally: Bitso, Bitstamp, Uphold, Bullish, Independent Reserve, CoinMina. More are being added all the time. We're looking right now at Hong Kong. We're not yet listed on any exchanges in Hong Kong, but those are active conversations. We took some specific design choices when we put together our stablecoin too. We issued it out of a trust company regulated by the NYDFS. It's a slightly more rigorous way of choosing to issue a coin. It comes with more obligations and requirements. But we took it on because we felt like it had more of the regulatory credibility that we were looking for when we put together an enterprise grade coin. It did take a little longer, but we were really excited when it came together. I think lastly, though, ultimately what this comes down to is utility and use case. And Ripple, of course, has been in payments for over a decade. And payments is a huge use case for stablecoins. We process $70 billion in payments volume. We use stables in our payments flow today, either for settlement or for accepting or paying out with our customers and our partners. And we'll be implementing RLUSD in the payments flow going forward too. Like all that being said, we had talked about this, I think, on email. There are other stablecoins in the market as well: USDC, USDT. Again, more are going to be issued. It's a $200 billion market today. It's supposed to be a $3 trillion market in 5 years, based on the latest projections. I mean, even if that's off by a couple $100 billion, it's a really, really big number. So when we look at this, we don't say, oh, we're trying to grab the pie. We say, there's a lot of different reasons people are issuing, and we're all working together to grow this market over.
Now, listen, I just want to say that it's great hearing about all the exchanges that Lisa mentioned about RLUSD being on, and that there was more to come. But if you go back just a couple days to where I showed you the clip of Jasmine Cooper from Ripple X explaining that Ripple was about to bring some of that back end payments volume of the 70 billion in payments volume, directly tying it in to the public DEX. Remember when we just talked about it a couple days ago? Well, where's that 70 billion in payment flows coming from? And where will it be coming from in the future? My point is, it's great to hear about these exchanges. But as we get legislation, we're going to see banks. That's what we're getting ready to see. The exchanges are great. Love hearing it. Want to see all of them have it. But what we're about to see as we get legislation is major banks coming on and tying into the DEX on the public ledger. That's where this is about to go. And it is so exciting to me to know that we're on the front side of it. Meanwhile, don't forget about Dubai is set to launch blockchain-based CBDC in 2025. Smoke Dog wants to remind you about Ripple's connection involving Ripple, which has become the first authorized blockchain provider in Dubai International Finance Center. And as you can see, Dubai's digital dirham will be launched by last quarter of 2025. Think about how many countries may be using XRP private ledger for themselves, and then when they're prepared to, they will tie in, as I've said, as Jasmine Cooper has said to all of us, they will tie into the DEX on the layer 1 public XRP ledger. Think of it. The amount of liquidity that will be tapped in. Think of the kind of validation it will provide to the world when the world starts to realize that the actual traditional financial system and the banks of the world are plugging into the XRP ledger. What kind of demand do you think that's going to put on it? Let's just keep in mind as we move through the next 5 or 6 months here, laugh now, but one day XRP will power the world. Lock in. That's who had dinner with President Trump. It's Brad Garlinghouse and Stuart Alderati, and now the case is over. How about that one? XRP 90 to 120 days to an all-time high, says Egg Crypto. And I say, bring it on, my man. I know I'm ready. I can't wait. Listen, we're going into the Freedom Zone, and we're going to skip around today, but you're going to want to be with us. I can tell you that much. We're going in right now. You better join us. Oh my goodness, it's going to be a good one today. We got quite a few things to take a look at today. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. We're going into the Freedom Zone. Click that join button and come on in.